Many of us complain about the high cost of car insurance, but the insurance companies are getting kicked hard in the pocketbook as well.
That's because criminal rings right here in our area are staging car accidents and then collecting millions from medical claims. Mary Murphy is here now with tonight's Fact Finders report. Mary.
Thanks, Katie and Jim. The scheme involves crooked doctors and lawyers. At one point, a law firm in Brooklyn was accused of signing up 3,000 clients from staged crashes. It's cost no-fault insurance firms about $500 million. And one Queens grandmother paid with her life after an accident on Commonwealth Boulevard in Belrose.
They cut her off from the front of the vehicle, and the intention was to get it on the record that the accident was her fault. She had to swerve off to the left, and she lost control of her car, and she smashed into a tree. Her car hit the tree at a force that would have been equivalent to an 80-mile-per-hour impact.
Queens prosecutors say 71-year-old Alice Ross was the victim of a staged accident gone haywire. Until the day after her funeral in 2003, Ross's family thought she'd suffered a heart attack or stroke just before the fatal crash.
I couldn't fathom how somebody could come up with this kind of scheme.
So they had to change the death certificate?
Yes, they did.
From accident to homicide?
Right.
24-year-old Ward Demelaire now awaiting trial for murder, accused in a money-making scam that went horribly wrong. Police say it was supposed to be a fender bender. Demelaire packing his cousin and two 17-year-olds into the car as passengers who would need medical treatment.
They bring all their accidents and their accident victims into medical clinics. They're going to run them through a circuit of doctors. And the clinic could make $50,000 per head. That four-person car could be $200,000 profit to that clinic.
Last year, more than 27,000 reports of fraud were filed with the state insurance department.
On average, $200 to $400 every year is the amount of money extra that comes out of your pocket because solely of insurance fraud.
Russian nationals emigrating to the U.S. have been a focal point of many investigations, with doctors and lawyers accused of paying street runners up to $3,000 for every patient steered to their clinics.
In Russia, they're aware of no fault in America, and they're aware of the money that can be made on no fault in America. These businesses are owned by business people. They bring the doctor in, and they say, you're going to own this clinic. In reality, he does not own it.
Former police officer Edwin Deloach recently finished 30 months in federal prison for working as a street runner, caught on wiretap discussing the pay with lead runner Flint Hawkins.
So they're going to be paying about $2 grand a week. Okay. Between 15 and $2 grand a week. But it's just that because you're this cop, I want Eddie trying to get a sergeant badge, a lieutenant badge, and trying to bust my whole operation.
Thousands of people from non-Russian low-income communities get recruited to file phony reports. The schemes are well known in Washington Heights.
Everything is planned. They crash, and everybody got to act like they're injured.
This man was recently accused of jumping into a car at one accident site, signing a no-fault report when he turned up at the Inwood Hill Medical Center for treatment.
And these people claim, neck pain and back pain.
At Inwood Hill, we noticed a sign urging patients to bring in all forms sent to them by insurance companies. One clinic in the Bronx had a similar notice. Please advise office of all letters sent to your home regarding independent medical examination under oath. This chiropractor at the Bronx clinic didn't want to be identified.
I'm not going to lie to you. Of course this happens once in a while. But any smart doctor that doesn't want to risk his license, as soon as he spots something, he says, get out of my office.
Police tell us some clinics won't accept certain well-known insurance because they know the companies are aggressive in their investigation of accidents. Tom and Kevin are undercover investigators for Allstate who dig up all kinds of lies in accident reports.
It was pouring out that day. Well, you can go online and check with the weather service, and you can find out it was a sunny day that day.
These are some of the arrests listed in the logs.
Lieutenant Hallahan of the Fraudulent Accident Investigative Squad says their success has led to a decrease in some car insurance rates this year, saving New York motorists $250 million. Alice Ross could not be saved, but the man accused of fatally setting her up was nearly killed himself by a car 3 days after Ross died.
And it turned out that the car he was hit by was a 1985 Buick Regal, which it was the same car my mother was driving when she got hit by him. I think that's fate, that God took the matter in his own hands.
Quite remarkable. It's possible to avoid some staged crashes by not tailgating on the highway. The scam artists will sometimes take the bulbs out of their rear tail lights so you won't have time to react if you're driving too closely. And it's important to pay attention at accident scenes to the number of people in the other car.
The scale of this operation is just
It's
breathtaking.
huge. I learned so much just doing this story that I was not even aware of.
Very good.
Thank you, Mary. The increasingly bitter battle over the proposed West Side